There's always a point, right, where like talent stops getting you there. Where did you feel like the most breakage was? Like it being like playing at every level, right? There's got to be a breakage point where like everybody thinks they're the shit when they're playing in their high school and they're dominating all these other schools, but then you go one level up and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, everybody's just as talented as I am. Where do you think a lot of that breakage happens? And why do you think you were one of the people that was like, instead of whining and complaining and blaming everybody else for the fact that they didn't see how talented you were, you decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and like start getting to work?
I think it happened. It happened at the highest level, at the NBA level. You know, luckily I was talented enough to get by. Obviously in high school, being an All-American, in college, I did what I was supposed to do to put myself in a position to make the league. But once I got drafted, you realize that, you know, I wasn't playing or I was getting cut, but I knew I was just as athletic, just as fast, can jump just as high as that guy. Why am I not getting it? And what people don't understand is once you get to that top level, whatever sport it is or whatever profession it is, 90% of the game is mental. You know what I mean? Like I said, because we can all run, jump, and shoot and play defense. You know what I mean? So what makes Kobe so great? What makes LeBron tick? What makes Steph tick? It's what's up here. And like I said, I was never talent-wise those kind of players, but I knew I could be on the same floor with them. So I just kind of found early on what is it going to take for me to make it in this league? Like, I don't shoot like Steph, but I can shoot. I don't jump like LeBron, but I can jump. I play great defense. So kind of early on, just kind of understanding what was looked. I mean, obviously everyone wants to come in and rest in peace, be a Kobe and score 30 a game, or a LeBron or Steph, but those guys are special. You know what I mean? Those are almost unicorn type people. So there's a lot more people like me that are kind of just like the blue collar role players. And once I kind of understood that, okay, well, I'm not going to be a superstar, but I can definitely be a star in my role, is when I started excelling.
Yeah, I remember it was Doc Rivers that said something about that, right?
Yeah, be a star, you know, like, be a star in your role. And that was the one thing that was maybe year 10 for me, but it made so much sense. I just never had a name for it because that's what I did. You know, no matter how many teams I played on, who I played for, I can play. I played with Shaq, AI, Kobe, Steph, KD, Steve Nash, and I never had a problem fitting in because I knew what my job was going to be. You know, I knew what I was good at. I would talk to the coach and just make sure we're on the same page, and I just went and did it. And that's why I was able to play as long as I played. You know, I've seen first round picks, lottery picks come and go. Because whether, like I said, a lot of mental blockage there, but at the same time, everyone thinks they're a star and there's a handful of stars, you know what I mean? So like understanding early on that, okay, this is what it's going to take for me to survive. This is the road I'm going to take, whether how pretty it is or not. Yeah.
It seems like you've always had an affinity for the long game. When most people just don't think like that. Most people cannot delay the immediate gratification for something greater later on. You know, why do you think that you were built that way?
I remember a guy named Gerg. His nickname's Gerg. Still a coach, but I remember early on, and I don't think he said it to me, but he said it close to me when I was working out for the draft. And I remember him saying, he's like, that Barnes kid has a lot of tools. I hope he doesn't get discouraged if success doesn't come early. So I think he saw that maybe I was rough around the edges, but I still had what it took. And like I said, even though he wasn't talking to me, it's something I always remembered. And it stuck with me. And it's just, okay, well, someone who's been around the game 40 plus years says that about me.
Exactly.
I know I have something. Let me figure out how to make this shit work so I can have a long career.